What's up, guys? Welcome to Waka Motorsports. So we just got back from our test day down at New Jersey Motorsports Park. A few of the things we have kind of decided to look into are some replacement parts, specifically a clutch. We have unknown miles on this current clutch. From the previous owner, it was bought from eBay. So we wanted to get at least a backup. In addition, we have lower compression in the motor and some suspicion it might be due to the valve train. Some smoke when you first start it up, might not be sealing great. So I set out to try and find a replacement clutch, which I have. A nice gentleman in Connecticut offered to sell me his slightly used clutch for about $100. And he actually offered to throw in his old head for an extra $20. So I'm going to head up to Connecticut right now, pick up a clutch and a second head for this car. We'll see the kind of condition the clutch is in. We'll probably have to resurface the flywheel. And we're going to dive into this head, take it apart, see what we can use, what needs to be replaced, clean it up, and put it back on the Lemons car. So let's get to it.
All right. Don't look too bad. No. They gotta be tiny. Yeah, they are. And they're all carpened up. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay. Pretty cool.
mess around with it.
sandblasted all the ports. The exhaust valves were fairly clean. The intake valves were all carboned up. What I did was, this cylinder, and this cylinder, I really worked on the valves with the sandblasting. This cylinder, you can see what it looks like. I taped it up. I just didn't want to damage this surface. You can see how much cleaner everything is. I gotta vacuum it out, get the rest of my crushed walnut shells out, and then I'll wash it down with some gas. I was just talking to you on the camera. I'm doing a video.
Oh, sick. Did you test it? Is it working good?
Oh yeah, I got it. I think I got two 20-minute videos, and I just started the third one. These little guys here are what's called the keeper. They keep the cap, which then keeps the spring in place on the valve. I made little containers and labeled them for each keeper, valve, and valve spring. The valve spring, the cap, and then those two keepers go on the valve and into here and hold everything in place. You can see the valve stems where they ride up and down feel very nice and clean. There's a little buildup of old oil right there, but there's a shitload of buildup of carbon and everything right there. But the seats feel okay, not too bad. I think what we'll do is sandblast everything, polish it with crocus cloth or the polishing pads, relap the seat to the seat. This is a magnet which, once the keepers fall off, I'm able to pick up with the magnet. All of this stuff will be washed. We're talking about maybe replacing the springs, but I don't know yet. So the intake valve's slightly bigger than the exhaust, so I put a larger diameter piece on over here. This spring compression kit you can get on Amazon. They sell them anywhere from 25 to like 15 bucks. Depending on what color case you like, I guess. That's the way the spring compressor comes. I think when I went online, I bought this one, which was probably the second or third one I saw. I think it was $18, $19. So here is the valve in the lathe. To get you a close up if I can. There we go. And then I'm going to turn the lathe on. Really spinning good. And then I'm going to start to polish it. It's going to be a little tough to do with one hand. To do with one hand, but it's getting there. where the airflow and fuel pass over the valve when the rocker opens it and lets the mixture into the chamber. So you want that as nice as you can get it. I mean, compared to what it was like, way better. We'll shut it off. We'll take it out. You can see I'm twisting it. You can see how nice and clean it is. So, this is an intake valve. Before I polish it, that's the whole stem. And this is an intake valve after it's polished. And this is now the intake valve after it's been sandblasted. You can see the rust is gone, but it's still, I mean, it might be as smooth as this, but it's not as polished. So the next thing I'll do is put it in the lathe and polish it so that everything is nice and shiny and smooth. So all of the valves are polished. You might not be able to see them perfectly. The exhaust valves don't come quite as clean as the intake valves, but that's okay. These are the intakes. The intakes need beautiful flow, and the exhausts, not so much. Okay, so the head, this is the intake side, the intake ports, intake valves, exhaust, and the exhaust ports are on the bottom. So I've cleaned out all of the intake ports, and there you can see these are a little bit shinier because I started polishing these already. I haven't touched the seats yet, but the intakes are polished halfway. This is, I hope you can see it, this is the rest of the intakes. This is water jet, water pocket, this is a water pocket and a water return. I'm going to start polishing this little sanding drum, and all I want to do is just make it a little bit smoother. Okay, so I hope you can see how clean and shiny it is. This was much rougher. This is just a regular casting. The sand, they call it a sand casting. That's what aluminum heads are made. So this is much smoother, which will help the flow. Maybe a little bit more air fuel mixture helps them blend better as they're going in. So hopefully we get a little bit more reliability out of the engine this way.
Those three are done. Not done.
From the factory. There's another way to look at it. Oh, you can do that with your phone. That's great. Now that's not perfect yet. I got to work on it, but great. I mean, it's flat. The new gasket should take up for everything, but I was trying to get it perfect. So I washed the head in gasoline and threw it in the sandblaster. Gave it a real good cleaning, the best I can, because the surfaces where the exhaust manifold meets, the surface where it bolts to the block, and the surface where the intake manifold meet had some scratches in them and some dents, and we got to make it nice and clean. So looks much cleaner. I blasted all of the carbon out of the exhaust ports. I cleaned out a lot of the water jackets, the seats. Everything's been cleaned pretty well. I don't know if you can see. Those are the intake ports. They've already been polished. I saved one, that one. It's not polished. Well, this is where the exhaust comes out of. Much cleaner. All the carbon is gone. I will polish them later. And now I got to give it a good blowing off. Make sure there's no sand in there. This is you calling. You caught me in the middle of a recording. Okay. So this is the intake valve, all nice and cleaned and polished. And that little angle there is the seat. And that's going to go in there. These are not too bad. So let me get the tool out. Okay, so this is a suction cup, holds the valve. And if you look closely, I put a little valve lapping compound on the seat. Drop it in. So, it's hard to see where I'm touching with the knife, the X-Acto knife, is the seat. And you can see it's not very clean. That's the way it came. Used, so that's what you're going to get. This has been lapped. You see the grayish area? That's the new valve seat. The shiny part to the outside is just part of the combustion chamber. This part is the seat, and the discolored part is just the other angle at where the air fuel mixture comes in. So that seat's done. I'm changing it. I'm gonna make it 30. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's not tight. But It should have been tight by now. Yep, look.
Yep. Doesn't look like it's still together.
We're gonna have to buy I'm gonna have to buy a set of bolts.
Let's see this thing.
See where it breaks? It's right at the top, all of them, look. The end of the threads. Okay, so we do have a broken bolt. It's pattern number 3 bolt. These bolts are supposed to be torqued down to 49 foot-pounds. You go in increments. Start off at 14 foot-pounds, go to 36 foot-pounds, and then finally finish off at 49. Not even 36 foot-pounds, and this bolt snapped in half. Now I gotta try to get it out. Shock towel braces off. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, something's attached. One, two, three.
And here is the head. It's all finished. It's got the new valve cover on it, new gasket. Everything else has been tidied up. Header's wrapped. You'll see that later. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you can, hit like, hit subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Until next time, peace.
And a huge shout out to Attention to Detail Professional Cleaning for sponsoring this episode.
Was that this dirty pee-pee diaper? Yeah.
Miles, can you throw this in the garbage? Can you throw this in the garbage? Go throw it in the garbage. Go throw that in the garbage, Miles. Can you go throw it in the garbage? Go throw it in the garbage. Thank you. Thank you, Miles. Go throw it in the garbage. Good boy.
Right.